Today, which is written by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur Prabhupada. The study was his Happiness Day. We celebrated Happiness Day. So maybe we'll start that today's session with that song. Let me share my screen. Okay. So this is a song about Guru Parampara. Here, actually, if you open the Guru Parampara page, which is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita by Srila Prabhupada, that same Guru Parampara is mentioned here in this song in a poetic manner. I think in previously also in one of the classes last year or 2020, I also sang this song, but today also I think like it is more appropriate to song about this song. Okay, so yeah, I'll go very quickly, the meaning of this song. So Krishna hoite Chaturmukha, hoy Krishna Shravanamukha, Brahma hoite Naradera moti. So it's telling like from Krishna, Lord Brahma got this knowledge. And from Lord Brahma, it is Narad. And from Narad is Vyasa. And from Vyasa is Madhyacharya. And from Madhyacharya is Purna Pragya and Padmanabha. These are his, disciplic succession. And from Padmanabha, it got Nihari, then Madhava, then Akshabhya, then Jayatirtha is Akshabhya's disciple, then Jnanasindha is Jayatirtha's disciple, then Dayanidhi, Vidyanidhi, they are like coming in the disciplic line, Rajendra, and then Jayadharma. So these are the few names. Mostly you can see, in this line from Madhyacharya to up to Jayadharma, actually later on Lakshmipati Tirtha, they are all still in the line of Madhyacharya. If you go to any Madhyacharya Sampradaya, you want to identify their Guru Parampara, you will see these names. Jayadharma, then Purushottama Jyoti means actually sannyasi. So Purushottama is a sannyasi. Actually, all of them are sannyasi. You can see their name is Tirthalu, Tirtho. Then Brahmanya Tirtha, then Vyasa Tirtha, then Lakshmipati is the spiritual master of Srila Madhavendra Puri. So from here, actually, Gauriya Parampara starts. So first is Lord Brahma, then Madhacharya is the main Acharya. And then from our line, it's from Madhavendra Puri, then Ishwara Puri. Then Ishwara Puri has major disciples like Nityananda, Shri Advaita Prabhu, Pundarik Vidyanidhi, Sri Rangapuri, Paramananda Puri, those are. And from Ishwar Puri, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the initiation. Like actually, he gave his blessing to Ishwar Puri. Here it says actually Ishwar Puri ke dhanno kori lelo Shri Chaitanya Jagat Guru Gaura Mahaprabhu. So he actually glorified Ishwar Puri by taking his initiation from him. So from Mahaprabhu actually, Sarup Damodar Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Rupa Goswami, they are like in the same line. From Mahaprabhu actually the 6 Goswamis got the knowledge. And from 6 Goswamis, you can see that Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami's names are mentioned. And then from there, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Narottam Das Thakur, and then Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad, Baladev Vidyabhushan, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Govinda Das Babaji Maharaj, and then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur at the very end, he mentioned his name, that Amishe Babudash Namet. And then we see that this is added by our Srila Prabhupada's disciples, that Srila Prabhupada's name is also mentioned here, Sri Bhakti Vedanta Namo Patita Janate Dham. So this is our Guru Parampara song. We can sing it. Yeah, you can sing on your phone because it's very difficult to sing call and response in Zoom call unless you are connected to Zamulus. Okay. Krishna hoite chaturmukha, hoye Krishna shravanmukha, Brahma hoite Naradera moti. Krishna hoite chaturmukha, hoye Krishna shravanmukha, Brahma hoite Naradera moti. Narad hoite Vyasa, Madha kahe Vyasa Dasha, Purna Pragya Padmanabha Goti. নৃহরি মাধব বংশে অক্ষোভ্য পরমহংসে শিষ্য বলি অঙ্গীকার করে। অক্ষোভ্যের শিষ্য জয় তীর্থ নামে পরিচয়, তার দাসে জ্ঞান সিন্ধু তোরে। তাহা হইতে দয়ানিধি তার দাস বিদ্যানিধি, রাজেন্দ্র হইল তাহা হতে। তাহার কিঙ্কর জয় ধর্ম নামে পরিচয়, পরম্পরা জান ভালো মতে। জয় ধর্ম দশে খ্যাতি শ্রী পুরুষোত্তম জ্যোতি, তাহতে ব্রহ্মণ্য তীর্থ সুরি। ব্যাস তীর্থ তার দাস লক্ষ্মীপতি ব্যাস দাস, তাহা হইতে মাধবেন্দ্র পুরী। মাধবেন্দ্র পরিবার শিষ্যবার শ্রীশ্বর, নিত্যানন্দ শ্রী অদ্বৈত বিভু। ঈশ্বর পুরীকে ধন্য করিলেন শ্রী চৈতন্য, জগৎ গুরু গৌর মহাপ্রভু। মহাপ্রভু শ্রী চৈতন্য রাধা কৃষ্ণ নহে অন্য, রূপানুগ জনের জীবন। বিশ্বম্বর প্রিয়ঙ্কর শিশরূপ দামোদর, শ্রী গোস্বামী রূপ সনাতন। রূপ প্রিয় মহাজন জীবর গুণতহন, তার প্রিয় কবি কৃষ্ণ দাস। কৃষ্ণ দাস প্রিয় বর নরতম সেবা পর, যার পদ বিশ্বনাথ আস। বিশ্বনাথ ভক্ত সাথ বলদেব জগন্নাথ, তার প্রিয় শিবভক্তি বিনোদ। মহাভাগবত বর শ্রী গৌর কিশোর বার, হরি ভজনেতে যার মোদ। ইহারা পরমহংস গৌরাঙ্গের নিজ বংশ, তাদের চরণে মম গতি। আমি সেবায় উদাসীন নামেতে দণ্ডী দীন, শ্রী ভক্তি সিদ্ধান্ত সরস্বতী। শিবার শোভানবিবার সদা সেব্য সেবা পারা, তাহার দয়িতা দাস নাম। তার প্রধান প্রচারক শিবভক্তি বেদান্ত নাম, পতিত জনেতে দয়া ধাম। হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে। হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে hare. Okay, it's very difficult to beat the rhythm for Hare Krishna. We're going to start with today's presentation. So, yeah, so yesterday was a disappearance day of Srila Sarasvati Thakur Prabhupada. So I thought like maybe we can discuss something about his preaching mission and how Srila Prabhupada aligned with that mission so nicely. And that's why he is the perfect disciple of Srila Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur. So we'll start with a small Mangala Charan. Maybe I will do it. You don't have to share. Bande Guru Padadanda Bhakta Vrinda Samannitam Sri Chaitanya Prabhum Bande Nityananda Sahoditam Sri Nandanandana Bande Radhika Charanodayam Gopi Jana Samayuktam Vrindavana Manahare Dayan Sada Paribhavagna Vishtadoham Tirthas Padam Siva Viranchinutam Saranyam Vidyarthiyaham Pranatapala Bhavabdipotam Bande Mahapurushite Charanaravindam Mande Mahapurushate Charanaravindam Tyakta Sudhastaja Surashpita Rajya Lakshmin Dharmishtu Arya Vachasa Yad Agad Ananyam Mayam Nigam Daitamanya Dhabad Vande Mahapurushate Charanaravindam Mande Mahapurushate Charanaravindam Kala Kalirvarina Indriya Vairi Varga Shri Bhakti Margo Iha Kotikanta Karudha Ha Kayami Kyam Ha Kayami Vikalam Kimaham Karomi Chaitanya Chandra Yadinadya Kripam Karoshi Chaitanya Chandra Yadinadya Kripam Karoshi Sangsara Dukkha Jaladipatitasya Kamo Krodho Nakaramakaro Kabali Kritasya Durvasana Nigaratasya Nirastrayasya Chaitanya Chandra Mamadehi Padavalambam Chaitanya Chandra Mamadehi Padavalambam Gaurangaika Gotir Vajasritamati Sri Gauradhamositi Satchastraika Vitir Kushango Niratir Dustoi Vatha Nishkriti Sri Rupaika Rotir Sanatananati Sri Jivate Jastati Sri Siddhanta Saraswatir Vijayate Gauri Yogoshi Pati Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashta Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Desha Tarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Binda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karati Vachalam Pangam Langati Girim Yatkripatam Hambande Sri Guru Dena Taranam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Mishwaram. Okay, so we'll start with that prayer which I just sang. Gaurangoiko Gotir Brajashrita Moti Shri Gauradhamo Sthiti Satchastraiko Viti Kushango Virotir Dusto Vatha Nishpiti Shri Rupai Karati Sanatana Noti Shri Jiva Tejastiti Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Vijayate Gauriya Goshipati. So in this verse it is said that you reside at Shri Gauradham, the abode of Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, who is the only path for those who want to take shelter in Shri Brajadham. By the exclusive conclusions of the pure devotional scriptures, you put an end to all bad association, removing all misery and pain. You are attached to Srila Rupa Goswami, subservient to Srila Sanatana Goswami, and emanate the luster of Srila Jiva Goswami. All glory to you, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur, the master and protector of all Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Okay, now we'll go to the main discussion topic. I ask for all of your blessings so that we can discuss something fruitful, and yeah, please stay on with your blessings. So here actually in today's discussion, we want to actually give an outline of the innovative preaching ideas, what was introduced by Srila Saraswati Thakur. There are many minor details of it. Even I may not have, definitely I was not able to capture all the major aspects, but whatever I was trying to research some of these aspects, and whatever I came across, I tried to put in the outline, and then we'll discuss some of the aspects, how he implemented and how those are related to our modern preaching method as well. So yeah, first is outlining core principles of Saraswat Gaudiya Sampradaya. So he unified actually all the principal major Vaishnava Sampradayas. So if you know that we have 4 major Vaishnava Sampradaya which are mentioned by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and in the Shastra also, that one Sampradaya is coming from Lord Brahma. That's why we are actually followers of Lord Brahma, and the main Acharya in that line is Sri Madhacharya. Then one Sampradaya comes from Sri Lakshmi Devi, and in that line the main Acharya is Sri Ramanujacharya. And then one Sampradaya is coming from Lord Rudra, and Vishnu Swami is the main Acharya, and then later on Vallabhacharya and his followers. And then another Sampradaya is coming for the 4 Kumaras, which is known as Nimbarkacharya. The main Acharya in that line is Nimbarkacharya. So these are the 4 main principal Vaishnava Sampradayas. but they are unique in their own turn. They have certain emphasis. If you can recall, in one of the classes in our temple, Keshavananda Prabhu was mentioning that how in teachings of Srila Prabhupada, in his purports, in his books, he brought out all the core principle teachings of other sampradayas also. Means like those who are not directly related to us, but they are also authorized Vaishnava Sampradaya. Similarly, if you see that like the preaching mission of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur, which is centered in Chaitanya Gauriya Math in Mayapur Dham, he installed that 4 major Sampradaya Acharyas, Madhacharya, Ramanujacharya, Vishnu Swami, and Nimbarkacharya. And they are like in 4 direction, 4 pillars. If you go to the main altar, you will see just in the behind the main sanctum, Gurugandhavika Giridharis, you will see that 4 acharyas are put in different direction, 4 direction in the pillar. So, and they are daily worship there as well. So this is to mention that we are capturing the essence of their teachings, all of these acharyas' teachings. And what are the essence? I think that also I mentioned in previous class, that from Madhacharya's teachings, we have actually taken the principle of worshipping Krishna in Sachidananda form. So the deity form of Krishna being worshipped, it was not like very common before. But Madhacharya emphasized very much on that. And he in fact, even if you go to till today in Udupi, you will see that the manner they worship that little Krishna, it's very pompous and very elaborate, very tedious also. 8 times a day, and each time they worship the deity, the pujari, who is the head pujari, he has to do it. He has to take shower in 8 times, and every 3 hours there is a worship. And that particular worship has particular, like minute details, what needs to be done, like Ashtakaliya Lila, similarly Ashtakaliya, puja, worship paraphernalia for the deities. So he established that you can actually worship Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the deity form, and there is no difference. Same. So he took that philosophy from the Madhacharya Sampradaya. And then from Sri Sampradaya, he took the formula or the idea, concept of worshipping Shakti along with the Supreme Lord. Because Radharani is Shakti Tattva. Even the others, like even Lord Nityananda is also Shakti Tattva kind of. He is Sandhini Shakti. He is the processor of the Sandhini Shakti. Lord Shakti he is. So there is this Shakti Tattva are worshipped along with the Supreme Lord. And the Vaishnavas are also Shakti Tattva. So to serve the Vaishnavas, you are actually serving directly the Supreme Lord as well. That's why Vaishnava Seva is so important, emphasized all across the scriptures. So this he has taken from Sri Sampradaya, because in their Sampradaya, the Lakshmi Narayan worship or the worship of the feminine aspect of the Supreme Lord is also go hand in hand. Means like they don't worship the Supreme Lord alone. Even in Tirupati Balaji, I have never been to, but I think they have also small deities of Mother Lakshmi, Bhudevi, Sridevi, something like that. Yeah. So this he has taken from there, and then from Vishnu Swami Rudra Sampradaya, he took that mood of raga, mood of worship. Means like the emotion will be involved. It's not like, oh, I go to temple, I just show incense stick this many times, lamp this many times, and then that's nice. That's all. And I do in a robotic manner. No, you should engage your emotion, and you should think like how I can do better, how can I please him. There should be some connection, there should be some feeling. So that feelings is very predominant. Even if you go to Pushtimarg, any temple, you will see they treat their deities as a small boy, small kid, and they want to take care of those deities in that manner. So he introduced that in our Sampradaya also, in Gauriya Sampradaya, which are followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then from, which is the left one, Nimbarkacharya, the 4 Kumara Sampradaya, he took the concept of Dvaita Advaita. So Dvaita Advaita means, this is their core principle. So Dvaita Advaita means Lord and the other things. Lord and other things are 2 types. One is like living entities, another is inert materials. So Lord is one, and these other things are separate. They cannot be one at any time. But he told, but Lord has a separate existence, but these other things, which are living entity and inert materials, they cannot be separate at any time. They are always, dependent on the Supreme Lord. So this concept that we are always dependent on the Supreme Lord, he actually, established through his preaching mission also, that we always, that's why we, Vaisheshika Maharaj, he prays always that, Lord, if you so desire, please bless us. Please give your, mercy upon us so that we can fulfill this target or something we desired. Yeah. So that's how actually he unified all these 4 core principles of different sampradaya and established it in Saraswati Gaudiya Sampradaya. Okay. And then introducing Harinam initiation and sacred thread initiation for Gaudiya Vaishnavas. It is actually unheard of. Yesterday's class also, Vaisheshika Maharaj was mentioning that Vaishnavas, after initiation, they used to leave their thread. Like if you read the, Madhya Lila 10th chapter, where Sarup Damodar Goswami's meeting with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was mentioned, that it is mentioned that Sarup was a, Purushottam Brahmachari in his previous ashram, and he was a very powerful Brahman Brahmachari. But he left, as soon as he left home, because Lord Chaitanya took sannyas, he also took sannyas, he went to Varanasi, Kasi, and he left he broke his thread and his, toothed hair, this, mark of Brahmana, everything he took out, all the seals. He actually kept his Brahmachari name also. He did not take any sannyas name, even though he was a sannyasi. So he introduced this Harinam initiation, which is the preliminary stage where somebody is initiated to chant the Harinam. And if somebody is qualified, or somebody is in a position where they are allowed to, or they have progressed to take the responsibility of more services, especially the deity worship and some intimate services, they are given even sacred thread initiation. In one of the lectures, in one of the presentation, Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur was mentioning that all the sanskara ceremonies we do at our home, even the Griha Pravesh, let alone that major sanskar like Vivaho and others, even the Griha Pravesh ceremony should be done with the presence of a Vaishnava. He should, preside over this ceremony, because when a Vaishnava is present, everything is auspicious. When he chants, he doesn't chant for someone's, some material benefit or, some so-called auspiciousness. He's chanting or he's doing this service for the pleasure of the Lord. So anything which is done for the pleasure of the Lord is always auspicious. And anything which is done for the pleasure of, so-called living entities without connection to the Supreme Lord, that can be auspicious, sometimes cannot be, because that is full of duality. But in Lord arena, there is no duality. It's always same thing. Okay, so that thing he initiated because he saw that in society at large, people respect people who are containing the thread and who chant those Brahma Gayatri mantras. Because other mantras, they are Vaishnava mantras. They are, no matter, even if you don't have a sacred thread, you can chant those mantras if you are initiated by a Vaishnava Acharya. But sacred thread means like you are chanting Brahma Gayatri. So he introduced that, and which was a big controversy. And if you read his, some of his biography, he had a big altercation with the Brahmin society for 3 days in Medinapur. And in that altercation, he glorified. First day he only glorified Brahmanas from Shastras, and they were like very happy that wow, we are Brahmanas. We have so many glories in the Shastras, across the Shastras. And the second day, he glorified the Vaishnavas. And Brahmanas are not that dissatisfied that day, because they are okay, Vaishnava is fine. And then third day, he proved that Vaishnavas are much higher than Brahmanas. That time they become a little bit, disappointed. But nobody could actually counter-argue his arguments. It's not possible, because he is such a, especially blessed personality. Okay, so he introduced that, which is unheard of. Yeah, and our Srila Prabhupada, he actually took it in one level further, because usually the male body who actually wears the thread, they are supposed to actually chant this Brahma Gayatri. But Srila Prabhupada gave this chance to also women bodies, also female bodies, because he felt like that is also required for preaching in the outer Western countries to create balance. So this is Acharya can do. They can actually modify the system. And then he reintroduced the sannyasa in Gaudiya line. So there was no actually formal definition or formal, procedure of taking sannyas in Gaudiya line. We see Lord Chaitanya took sannyas for a different reason, internal and external. And in that sannyas, even though he took sannyas in the Sankara Sampradaya, guru's name was Keshaparthi. Like, yeah, I don't want to go into detail that past time. Anyways, but he did not take any sannyas name. His name is not Bharati or something. He kept his brahmachari name. Sri Krishna Chaitanya is a brahmachari. And other acharyas we see, like especially Gadadhar Pandit, he was also called sannyasi. But what sannyasi took? He took a kshetra sannyas. He will not go beyond the boundary of Jagannath Puri Dham. That sannyas he took. So that is also not like, sannyas like, you wear saffron cloth, you had a danda, ek danda, tridanda, whatever, kamandulo, kopin you always wear, those things. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur felt the urgency of introducing it because he wanted to institutionalize the movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you see the history of at that time, Bengal was having a renaissance at that time. In middle 1800, actually early 1800, the renaissance started with some so-called social reformer like Ram Mohan Rai and this and that, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, these people, and Rabindranath Tagore and his family. They were like in the forefront of Bengali renaissance, and they were educated. They got the English medium education and everything, and they started like living the original Vedic culture. Second thing, the Vaishnavas, they deviated so much that they were perceived as very abject community, society. They do a lot of nasty things because the Prakriti Sahajiyas, they deviated so much from the principle of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, core principle of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that they were not able to show that to the world that this is the highest sublime philosophy. So people are like having a very negative idea about Gaudiya Vaishnavism. So that time, Srila Saraswati Thakur found that these new missions and new movements who are very successful at the time, like especially Ramakrishna Mission and even Shankarites. Shankarites are very like a powerful organization from the very beginning. So he thought like they command respect because of their sannyas vesh. They command respect. If you see even a Mayavada sannyas, you should pay obeisance at once. Otherwise, you have to fast rest of the day. That is the Shastric injunctions. So he thought like, we should also introduce it. And second thing, even though sannyas is the highest among the Varnashrama system, but it is below the post of Paramahansa. Paramahansa are beyond Varna and Ashrama. Now, the other sannyasis we see, or renunciant we see in our sampradaya, they are all Paramahansa Babaji. Babaji is the topmost position you can take in your sadhan bhakti. So whatever, like that is the ultimate destination. Like at least in the heart, we should be Babaji, Paramahansa. So that Paramahansa, people are actually taking the garb of a Paramahansa, but they are like acting like very heinous way. So he didn't want to emulate them. He didn't want to tell, oh, I will be also another Babaji, and I will also, maybe I will do better. I will follow the original injunction, but I will be in the position of my guru or my previous predecessor acharyas. He did not want to do that. He told that we will serve under the shelter of the Paramahansas. So the Paramahansas, they are the topmost. So anybody, even the sannyasis, they are under the shelter of the Paramahansas. They are always at the lotus feet of the Paramahansas. So he took, that's why sannyas in front of his spiritual master's picture. I think yesterday, Srivash Pandit was asking this question, Vashika Maharaj answered very nicely, that Paramahansas, they can actually give initiation because they are high. And sannyas, even though it is the topmost, but it comes under the umbrella of Varnashrama. Anyway, so this what he introduced in Gaudiya line so that the preaching mission can be spreaded. And second thing, sannyasis, that's a tag. I cannot marry. I am not allowed to have any sense enjoyment. Brahmacharis, they can shift. Sannyas, no, there is no back. You want sannyas, forever sannyas. So it's risky business. So he needed those people, those who were committed. And yesterday Maharaj was mentioning that Agastya Samiti, right? He made a Samiti where he wanted everyone to be lifelong celibate. Many people joined because that time, Bengal was going through Renaissance, and a lot of new people thought like we have to reform our country, we have to expand education, this and that. So many people joined, but nobody could actually hold it for long. Only Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he remained lifelong celibate throughout his life. Anyway, so establishing concept of using everything in Krishna service, which is also very difficult. Babajis, or the Paramahansa Vaishnavas, they live in a very secluded way, very difficult to approach. They are not mass preacher also, they are Vajananandi mainly. But to spread Lord Chaitanya's movement, that and to make it true that Prithivite ache jate Nagoradi Gram, Sarvotro Prochar hoibe more inam, to make that prophecy true or successful, somebody has to make it accessible to the mass people. So that's why we need to use everyone's contribution in Krishna's service. Be it somebody who come up with some Lakshmi, somebody who come up with some technological knowledge, anything. Yeah. So that concept he introduced. He never rejected anything. He always tried to attach everything in Krishna's service, and that requires intelligence also. Only the acharyas can acharyas know how to actually use everything in Krishna's service. So we should be a little bit careful, but as long as we are following the footsteps and taking the instructions from the senior Vaishnavas, I think we should be good. So that's what also he introduced, which many people, they are outwardly Falgu Vairagya, outwardly renunciation. So two things Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur always prohibited: Nirjan Bhajan, secluded sadhana, and second thing is like Falgu Vairagya, false renunciation. Don't do that. So Nirjan Bhajan means like you consider yourself very elevated and go in a secluded place and try to concentrate or think about pastimes of Krishna and Radharani, very esoteric pastimes. And you're gone. You're gone case. Your sadhana siddhi is not there. And if you are doing this, you are gone case. So he prohibited that. That's why our medium of sadhana is kirtan, congregational chanting and sankirtan, like book distribution and everything. So this is helpful for mass people. And then Falgu Vairag, oh, I don't want to use it. I'm renounced. No, you should use everything in Krishna service. You should ask someone who knows how to use everything if you don't know. That thing is very important. Okay. Specifying literatures for Sampradaya. Very important. If you go market, any market, there will be thousands of books. But which books are, in line with the teachings of acharyas? Among even those books also, which are need to be considered as authoritative, commentary or purports, everything is outlined by him. Like Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. I forgot to mention Bhagavad Gita. Sorry, Bhagavad Gita should be in front, but you can see that. Okay, so Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam are non-different. One is Krishna's pastimes and one is Krishna's words. And another is Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. These are the core, scriptures one should study. And then once somebody elevates, they can actually take other scriptures like, Shat-sandarbha, writings of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. But these are the foundational scriptures. He established that. And he also gave like sequence how to study everything. So those things are very important. And there may be, commentary of Srimad Bhagavatam from different acharyas, different people. He made sure that, we get proper siddhanto, which are like given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates. So that's why most of these scriptures, he gave some kind of commentary at least, Anubhashya, a small commentary, or he modified something which is already given by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur or Vishnu Chakravarti Pad. So those things he gave to us. Okay, so literatures for the Sampradaya. So if you think like you belong to Saraswati Gauriya Sampradaya, you have to study these scriptures. Okay, another thing, providing mass book distribution and printing. My God, this is something, the core desire of 6 Goswamis. When they are sent to Vrindavan, Lachidana told, establish Krishna consciousness movement. And Krishna consciousness movement cannot be established through brick or by money or Lakshmi or anything. It should be established by the power of Siddhanta, which is coming through the line of disciplic succession. Why? When an acharya comes, when an acharya evolves, I should say, comes, they appear, they descend, they also evolve. Sometimes they remain in hibernation, and then suddenly they show that I am that Sampradaya Acharya. So when they descend and when they manifest, their only job is to keep the chastity of the Siddhantas of the Sampradaya. It's not like, it's good that we are actually expanding. We have so many temples, we have so many, services going on. But the core thing, which is the Siddhanta, if Siddhanta is deviated, or it is contaminated, or in the course of time it gets contaminated, then that Sampradaya will be also lost. And that's why Lord Krishna is telling, oh, I have given this knowledge already to Lord Vivashan. But in the course of time, Sakalana Mahata, Yoganashta Parantapa, it got lost. That's why I am reintroducing. That's why Acharyas come, they introduces this philosophy and they streamline, they say, okay, this is our teachings. Okay, you can modify these things based on the time, place, circumstance, but don't deviate like this much. Prabhupada never compromised 4 regulative principles. Many, even I know that in other even Saraswati Gauriya Dhara, they have also deviated to some extent. But Prabhupada never. So this is that core. If the core is strong, then the other things will evolve automatically by the mercy of Guru Vaishnavas. So he established that mass book distribution. First mass book distribution campaign was started by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur, which was the, he knew that this is important. This is something important. And Srila Prabhupada perfectly aligned with this mood. And this one-to-one conversation with Srila Prabhupada, if you read that Satsarup Maharaja's book, that there it is mentioned that if you get any money, Lakshmi, at any time, please bring books. Because in the whole world, there is one scarcity. There is nothing scarcity, like no scarcity of sense enjoyment, no scarcity of food, no scarcity of, any kind of object. Only one scarcity, that is Krishna Katha. Proper Krishna Katha especially. So that thing is not there. It's like a famine. So we need to make sure that, these Krishna Kathas, the books are like time bombs, right? They are Krishna Katha containing everything. So if somebody is reading, he's not only benefiting him, he's benefiting the whole humankind. Somebody is even not reading in a loud manner, even if it is in mind, but that mind can connect to the higher platform. So this is something quintessential, especially when you are thinking of an institutionalized preaching program. Okay. Establishing centers in different parts of country. Previously, as I mentioned that, this Vaishnava Acharyas, Paramahamsas, they were mainly Bhajananandi. So they were rooted in one place, especially in Dham area, Jagannath Puri Dham, Vrindavan Dham, Mayapur Dham, Navadvip Dham, these places, even Badrika Ashram. But they were not interested in to go to city area to preach there. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was opposite. He not only established, he also established in Vrindavan, Mayapur, there are also temples, but he established the temples mainly in the city areas, core city. Like we have a temple there in Dhaka, Bangladesh. It is established by him, 1922. There is a name plaque where it says Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur established this on this particular day. So he established every major city. You can think of Kolkata, Chennai, Hyderabad, Allahabad. Many places he established temple, and he also made sure that is wherever Lord Chaitanya visited, he created a shrine to commemorate that pastime. So those things. Even he established, I think, one Gauriya Math in Rangoon. At that time, Rangoon was also part of British colony. So that was also very unique at that time. Gauriya Vaishnavas did not do. Even I don't think like other institutes were also that much successful at that point of time. He established total 64 mathas all across India. Conceptualizing Western preaching. Oh my God, this is like revolutionary ideas. I'll give an idea how Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur conceptualized this preaching mission. So one time, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was giving some instructions to his disciples that time who were like educated in English medium, and they could actually preach the gospel of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the Western world. He told them that, okay, if nobody is interested to come to hear you, then, book a hotel room, a gala area, invite them, make arrangement for even non-veg food, wine or anything, and then start preaching Krishna consciousness. Can you believe, like, what kind of, extremity he went so that somebody can be attracted, because the first process of attracting to Krishna consciousness is hearing process, right? That Shravanam is very, very important. And especially if you are hearing from a powerful Vaishnava who is empowered by previous acharyas, it's heart transforming. And And that was also the same mood was also in Srila Prabhupada's preaching mission also. I was reading one letter, actually conversation with Harikesh Swami at that time, Harikesh Maharaj. So I think he left his body 1 or 2 years back recently. So he was one of the topmost preachers. He's from, I think, originally from Germany. So Harisauri Prabhu was personal secretary of Srila Prabhupada at that time. So he noted in his diary. So in that diary, in conversation, he mentioned that one time Harikesh Maharaj, he came and he asked Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, it's very difficult to preach in Russia. It's impossible because there is no vegetarian food over there. And Srila Prabhupada told, if you don't have vegetarian food, eat meat. Prabhupada nonchalantly told it. Then Harikesh Maharaj thought maybe it's not serious. Prabhupada is not serious because how can I eat meat? I took 4 regulative, principal vows and those things. Then he told, no, Prabhupada, actually, if I eat meat, my consciousness will be. He again iterated. Only some loaves are available, and sometimes even that is not pure. They are also contaminated by meat and things, eggs, those things. So no problem, eat those, eat meat, that's fine. Then he told, if I eat those things, then my consciousness will be contaminated. Srila Prabhupada told, damn with your consciousness. Go with your preaching, or carry on preaching, or something like that. He mentioned exactly. I cannot recall. So he's telling her, preaching is more important than your consciousness, or so-called vow, as I'm ordering you. So this is the mood of an acharya, who knows what is the most valuable thing. The most valuable thing is to preach, or is to propagate the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the nook and corner, not to for our so-called austerity or things. But I'm not telling that we should actually now go and do overlap. Don't misconcept these things. This is an extreme case. I'm giving an extreme example that how when they started thinking about these processes, how they actually thought. Even when one disciple of Siddhanta Sarasvati Thakur Prabhupada, he even objected, Sridhar Maharaj, he objected that, Maharaj, if we do that, Prabhupada, if we do that, then people will put finger on us and they will vilify us that this sampradaya is deviated, they are doing this kind of nasty things. We don't want that to be happen to our sampradaya. Then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave an amazing answer. He told, like, I have been thinking about this for thousands of lifetimes. So do it. So it's like it's kind of difficult to understand how he has been thinking for thousands of lifetimes, but that's exactly what he told, and you can understand this. This is the empowerment of previous acharyas. So if you want to take any bold step to satisfy the acharyas, that's fine. Formulating deity worship based on Pancharatrika Vidhi, yeah, he did not actually keep that the institutionalized teachings only based on the Ragamarga, which are the core teachings of our acharyas, especially six Goswamis. He actually mixed it with Pancharatrika Vidhi so that in Pancharatrika, through Pancharatrika Vidhi, we can elevate to the Ragamarga stage. So I will discuss about this, points in the next slide in a different way. Okay, different Vaishnava etiquettes, how Gaudiya Vaishnavas will behave, how they have to actually, even the sannyasis, how they have to be dressed, what mantras we should chant, even the the Gayatri mantras and everything. It is actually like specified by him. Even he modified some of the mantras also to align the mood of our previous acharyas. So yeah, so this everything is actually foundational things is established by him. So now let's take a look at the Gaudiya Mutt's logo, Gaudiya Sampradaya logo, and then I will come how Sri Chaitanya Srila Prabhupada aligned with this logo. So this is the logo of Gaudiya Sampradaya, and this is a brainchild of Srila Saraswati Thakur. And who are the followers of Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Dhara? They are represented by this logo. And one logo, the whole Sampradaya Siddhanta is there. You see, and it is first introduced in Gaudiya, in all Gaudiya books and magazines in 1931. And you can see, this is written in Hindi, there is a Bengali version also. In the next slide I will show. So it's saying, you will see that this is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on top. In the middle, Om Nam means like holy name is glorified. And the 6 opulences of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Oishajyasya, Samagresha, Jashasya, Sri, Jnana, Vairagyam, Viryam, Sarabhav, something like that, Parashar Muni's definition, Jash, Sri, Jnanam, Vairagyam, then Oisharyam, and then Viryam. These 6 opulences of the Supreme Lord in full are mentioned. Now you see that, in the 2 sides, one side is Pancharatram, another side is Bhagavatam. By the way, those who are not familiar with Devanagari, I am sorry for that, but I will try to explain. And you see in the bottom it says Guru Gaudiya, Guru Gaurango Gandharvika Giridhari. That's their actual motto. And in the right side, you see that these are all related to Ragamark, and you see that it is called Ragamark. The left side, it is all related to Vidhimark. And the Vidhimark, it sees that the paraphernalia of Archanam. So anything related to opulence is signified by here. And you see the center of the opulence is Lakshmi Narayan. They are sitting in a very decorated throne together in very opulent dressed, very nice. And the basis of this sadhana, Vidhi sadhana, is based on Pancharatra and the injunctions mentioned in the Shastras, Haribhakti Vilas, different other scriptures, Bhagavatam, these are the basis. And it's not sorry, Bhagavatam is actually Ragamark. So yeah, so these are the basis of this level of sadhana. In the right side, you see that Srimad Bhagavatam is there, and Kirtanam. Kirtanam is the Archanam is the basis of Vidhimark. Arjuna along with other function, but here it is mentioned Archana. But he says the Kirtanam is actually Ragamark. That Vaisheshika Maharaj was also mentioning in one of his lectures that what we are doing, the Kirtan of Lord Chaitanya is actually pure Ragamark. But there is a nice thing here. One is Mridanga, which we understand that Kirtan Mridanga is helpful, but then another one is a printing press. Printing press, how it can be a Ragamark. So he is specifying that this printing press is also the serving Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement and preaching his mission, publishing the book. They are actually Ragamark Seva. I heard this concept, first through the Lotus Mart of Srila Bhakticharu Maharaj in Los Angeles in 2014, and I was really mesmerized at that time. And then I think in last 2-3 months, Vaisheshika Maharaj was also mentioning the same, that this is Bihat Mridanga and there is no difference. In fact, this is actually louder. It can reach to the upper planetary systems also if you actually become successful or that powerful, or you can make it, sound like that. So this Kirtanam is a Ragamark foundation. And then here you see that Srimati Radharani and Krishna are there under a tree. Divya Vrindarana Kalpatru Madhav. Srimad Ratnagara Sringashanastha, right? That verse, Radha Govinda Avidya Adideva Pranama Mantra. Sriman Radha Shila Govinda Deva Prashtalivis Smarami. So this is representing Vrindavan. So Radha Krishna is always worshipping Vrindavan. Vrindavanam Eka Padam na Parityajya, right? Krishna Eka Padam na Parityajya Vrindavanam. Something is there. Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. And Krishna with Srimati Radharani is the topmost Krishna. Even Krishna in Vrindavan also there are variations, so there is no limit of variations, by the way. But this is ultimate, like Adi Swayam Prakash. It is said by Acharyas that Adi Swayam Prakash. So this is the penultimate summum monam of Ragamark. And the scripture to follow for this is Srimad Bhagavatam. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the middle, he is making the joint. And he is inviting everyone through Kirtan and the Vidhimark, and then he is introducing them to the Ragamark. And he is on top because he represents both Radha Krishna. If you go to Chaitanya Math, there are 3 altars, right? Not Chaitanya Math, in Yoga Pit. In Yoga Pit, there are 3 altars. In the middle altars, Lord Chaitanya is worshipped with Vishnu Priya and Lakshmi Priya, which is in mood of opulence, means Lakshmi Narayan. When Lord Chaitanya is with Lakshmi Priya and Vishnu Priya, that is actually mood of opulence. In the left side of the altar, I think many of you have visited. Left side of the altar is Panchatattva, right? 5 features of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are worshipped there. And the right side is Gaur and Radha Krishna. Like we call like Giri Gaurango, Radha Krishna, Radha Madhava, Radha Gopinath, or Gandharvika Giridhari. So they are together because Mahaprabhu is the combined form of Radha and Krishna. So that altars also are represented here. The worship of opulence, the worship of Ragamart, and also the process. The Panchatattva is the via medium where we can actually transit. Because they are all inviting us, teaching us, and then elevating us through them, like through their parshadas, associates. So this is the logo. Now we'll go how Srila Prabhupada imbibed this mood. Wow, it's amazing. Now we'll see some of Srila Prabhupada's writing. You can see this is the Bengali version, by the way. Here it is with Pancharatra, Bhagavat, Raga, Kirtana, Guru Gauriya, Archana, Vidhi, the Lakshmi Narayan, Jashri, Gyan, Vairagya, Oishwarya, Vidya, Om Nam, and Radha Krishna under that. Same logo actually, only the script is different. So here Srila Prabhupada is writing a letter to Rai Rama Prabhu in October 22nd, 1971. I will read it. Or maybe somebody can read. Shamra Babu, can you read, please?
Sure. You write to say that you cannot feel any taste for temple life or deity worship. This means you are keeping the same temperament you entertained before leaving our society. Our process is to accept both the lines of Bhagavat Marga and Pancharatriki Marga. Perhaps you might have seen the picture of the Gauriya mission. On one side, there is the Bhagavad book, and on the other side, a picture of Lakshmi Narayan for deity worship. You cannot make any progress in devotional service unless simultaneously you follow both the lines. Just as the tracks of a railroad line, both must be there. Similarly, temple worship is essential for purifying us from the material contamination, and without being purified, we cannot glorify the Lord. As it is stated in Bhagavad Gita that the Lord is completely pure and we cannot approach Krishna without being purified. Srila Prabhupada letter to Rai Rama, October 22nd, 1971.
Thank you. So the first step to enter into the Ragmar is to purify yourself, right? And that attachment, that ashakti should grow. Like there is a gradual process enunciated by Srila Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, right? Adu Shodha, Tata Sadhu Sangha, Tata Bhajana Kriya, those things. So if you don't have that purification, worship of Radha Krishna is far, far away. But we can approach Lakshmi Narayan, and Lakshmi Narayans are also present in Radha Krishna. That's why I think in recent one of the lecture, Vaishnav Maharaj was mentioning that when we are worshipping in the temple, we are worshiping in the mood of opulence, Oishwarya. But in Vrindavan, the mood is Madhurya, the sweetness. There you don't see like that much opulence. The natural things, Krishna is dressed with Gunjamala, natural. He is not dressed as a king, like, too many ornaments, too many bulky things. Rather, they are thinking, oh, these not that they cannot afford, they can afford anything, but it will be heavy. My boy is very little. He doesn't want to wear that thing. He will be decorated naturally with natural, opulences. So that is the mood of Brajavasi. So it's exclusive, but we cannot approach it unless we are purified through the Vaidimar. So that is very exclusive teachings of Gauriya Saraswat Dhara. Anyways, then next, Balaram, you want to read the next paragraph?
Yes, Prabhu. You have seen the chakra of our Gaudiya mission. You remember? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in the middle. One side is Bhagavat side, another side is Pancharatriki side. So, Pancharatriki side is Lakshmi Narayan sitting on the throne, and Bhagavat side is Radha Krishna. Bhagavat side is very difficult. Unless one is purified from the Pancharatriki side, it is very difficult to go to the Bhagavat side. Srila Prabhupada lecture in Hawaii, 1969.
Same line, same thing actually. Both things are actually same. So he's telling that all the sadhakas, they should approach through the Pancharatriki system, and then they can, that dangerous realm of Raganuga Bhakti, because this is dangerous. You cannot make any mistake there. Okay, Avantika, you want to read the next paragraph if you are available?
Yeah, of course. According to the regulative principles, we cannot worship Radha Krishna now. Radha Krishna worship is meant for persons who have already developed spontaneous love of God. In the training period, we are only worshipping Lakshmi Narayana. We worship Radha Krishna because Lakshmi Narayana is there also, but actually we do not worship Radha Krishna with our present deity ceremonies. we are worshipping Lakshmi Narayana. Narayana is there when Krishna is there, but actually we do not worship Radha Krishna in their original form. This is why we should worship Radha Krishna in their Lakshmi Narayan feature with all respect and reverence. If we deviate from this standard, then we shall become Prakrita Sahajiya, or a person who takes things very cheap. We worship Lakshmi Narayana, and because Radha Krishna includes Lakshmi Narayan, there is no necessity of installing a Lakshmi Narayan deity. Srila Prabhupada letter to Madhusudana, January 24th, 1969.
Thank you. So yeah, so here also Prabhupada explicitly mentions that why we are not establishing Lakshmi Narayan deities instead of Radha Krishna, because Radha Krishna also includes all the tattvas are there already in Radha Krishna deities, and he's telling that our mode of worship is different. And if you see in the Brajadam pastimes, there are also pastimes where Krishna and Radharani are treated as the king and queen of Brajadam. So, but that opulence is not like Lakshmi Narayan or Vaikuntha opulence. So that's a little different. So our mood is to worship or serve them with awe and reverence, not like raga devotees who don't follow that much rules and regulations. Anyway, so this is, you see that the perfectly aligned with what actually the logo or what the core motto or principle of Sri Gauriya Math logo chakra, which is established by Srila Bhaktivedanta Sarasvati Thakur. Now, this logo is actually coming from Mayapur, Sri Mayapur Chandrodaya Mandir. I don't know how many of you have noticed it, but if you see that this logo, can you see any difference between that logo and this logo? I see only one difference. The 6 opulences are not mentioned here, and the tree is missing from Radha Krishna. Other than everything is same. So Srila Prabhupada, he actually already, in line of his, based on the teachings of his Guru Maharaj, he already implemented this. And as I mentioned, the 2 core philosophies of Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur is, one is false renunciation, first is Nirjan Bhajan, and second is false renunciation. So the false renunciation, Srila Rupa Goswami, he described in 2 verses, right? Anashaktasya Vishayan Yatharma Yupunjate Nirvande Krishna Sambandhi Yuktam Vairagam Uchate Prapanchikataya Buddhya Hari Sambandhina Vastuna Mumukshubi Parityaga Vairagyam Falgu Kachyate. These 2 verses are here. One verse is here, left side Anashaktasya Vishayan. This is the Prapanchikataya Kataya Buddhi. So you can see that, how Srila Prabhupada was perfectly aligned. That's why he never felt like my Guru Maharaj is not with me, not he is like, deviating from the teachings of him, because he always carried the mood and, the preaching philosophy and preaching vigor and energy of his Guru Maharaj. That's why he could actually establish this movement so far and wide. And that's why we are still glorifying, Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Gaur Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, these Mahan Acharyas, these great Acharyas who came in our line. Because it's mercy of Srila Prabhupada that he introduced to us the knowledge which is coming through the line of disciplic succession. By the way, what is the time? Okay, I think that is my presentation. Okay, 5:58. So I think I can take a break over here. This is a good time to take a break because my presentation is also finished. But if you have anything to share, anything to add, you can go ahead. Hare Krishna, Vijay Damodar Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for such a enthralling piece of information, pieces of information. So I have a couple of questions. One, you mentioned that the Radha Krishna on the right side is for the Abhidya. So I'm just wondering, why not Prayojan? So
Sorry, actually that's my concoction. I just correlated with that Dibya and Dibya Bindar and the Kalpadruma.
Thank you, Prabhu. Sorry. Second thing that I noticed is that between the 2 emblems, the difference. The second one, I think Radharani is dancing. Is that correct?
It's not clear actually, that picture.
The blue color, right?
You are right, maybe. She's a little bent. You're right. Yeah, not clear. She's a little bent. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, maybe she's dancing or she's in a mood of serving, like Radha Natawala, right, in Vayu, right. That Bashna Maharaja's deities. Yeah, it's so beautiful, dancing posture.
Okay, another question, Ruji, is about so in the letter, or rather even in ISKCON, when it is mentioned that Radha Krishna includes Lakshmi Narayan, but the whole purpose of the deity worship in the ISKCON temple is to follow Panchatraki, which means we'll never do Radha Krishna Puja. Is that correct statement? If that is so, then why even have Radha Krishna? I mean, why not just have Lakshmi Narayan? I agree that theoretically Radha Krishna will be able to take care of Lakshmi Narayan. But if I am never going to worship Radha Krishna, then might as well just have Lakshmi Narayan. It is more apt, more appropriate for the mood. Please, can you throw some light on that?
This is a difficult question. I don't know why Srila Prabhupada established in that mood, but I can see one thing. I can tell one thing. He followed the same footstep of his Guru Maharaj. His Guru Maharaj established everywhere, Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari. That is means like the ultimate object of worship is Radha Krishna in combined form. That is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Radha Krishna in combined form is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the whole Gauriya Tattva. That verse Radha Krishna Punaya Vikriti Aladini Rasma. That is the single verse which can represent Gauriya Tattva theory. So it is important to understand that, this is our ultimate goal. If we see something, get introduced to something on a regular basis, we feel some attachment. We want to know more about it. But if we are introduced with something which is completely with opulence, we may not even aspire for that. So if we have something already, but we are not qualified at this stage to worship in the the proper Ragamarga stage. But definitely one time.
So I mean, what I'm getting to is that I think you kind of got to the answer is ultimately at some point of time we expect the devotees to go into the Ragamarg and even the Radha Krishna worship of the deities in the temple. It may happen mentally, it may happen silently, but the purpose of the deities is not to stop someone at Lakshmi Narayan. True. That would explain it. Thank you, Vijay. Other question?
No, I want to add another thing in this.
Sure,
actually, those who are like Paramahansa Vaishnavas who are in Raga mode, they don't say that, I don't want to do sadhaka stage. Seva sadhaka rupeno siddha rupena chatrahi tadbhava lipshuna karya brajaloka anusarat. So in the heart, their mood is like a Brajavasi. But externally, they won't show it. Externally, they can do arati, especially when they are in front of large populace, general populace. They won't show their emotion. Like Madhavendra Puri, he could faint by looking at a dense cloud. But he expressed his emotion to the devotees who can understand, like Lord Nityananda Prabhu, to Ishwara Puri. He quoted that, so these emotions are there, but it's hidden from the large populace. So when Lord Chaitanya goes to Jagannath Puri, he sees Krishna Vrindavan playing flute. I don't see it. I see Jagannath is very opulent, Dwarakadhish, king of the Dwaraka. So that's the understanding is different.
I see. Thank you. I think you explained that very well. Thank you. One more question is about the center of the logo. It says Om Nam. Om, as we know, is invariably associated to the impersonal aspect of God. Of course, there are exceptions to that, but I'd like to hear it from your lotus mouth, please.
So Om actually is the sound representation of the Supreme Personality of God. It mentioned explicitly in the 17th chapter, Om iti eka nirdesho, that verse. Srila Prabhupada mentioned is in the purport. Also, he mentioned that in the purport of second canto, some middle verses. There he said, even though Om has a impersonal connotation, but this is the salutation or the representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the word form. But the Vaishnavas, that's why they don't stop in Om. They made something like Om Nama Bhagavate, Om Nam. That's why it is Om Nam. It doesn't stop Om. They add something to specify, it is Supreme Personality of Godhead only. You cannot just concoct something else, not like effulgence or anything else. That also comes inside that understanding of Bhagavan, right? But still they try to explicitly mention about it. Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm done with my set of questions. That said, actually I found a very interesting verse about Om, actually talking about Bhagavan. Do you want me to share that?
Yes, sure, please go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so in Bhagavatam chapter canto 12, I will share my screen.
Yes,
please. I can't share. Pallav, can I share my screen?
You can share your screen now, Prabhu.
Thank you, Bhai. So this was very exciting. So you see this 12:6:39.
Okay.
Tadbhut Trivrid Omkaro. It says Tad Yatal Lingam Bhagavato Brahmana Paramatma. The reason it caught my attention is because I'm always looking for these three things together, because this is the differentiating aspect between Gaudiya and non-Gaudiya, right? Everything else of the word. So I saw this, I caught attention, and then Omkara was there. I just read the translation. From the translator, subtle vibration arose. The Omkar composed of 3 sounds. The Omkar has unseen potencies and manifests automatically within the purified heart. It is a representation of absolute truth in all 3 of his phases: the Supreme Personality, the Supreme Soul, the Supreme Impersonal Truth. So there is some support for Om not being only impersonal, but also personal aspect as well. Anyway.
Yes, perfect. Oh, very good reference. Please share it with me so that I can also recall this.
I was lucky to find it. Yeah, sure. Thank you. That's all. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Thank you. 12:6:39. I'll recall it. Okay. Anybody else has anything, or we can do some kirtan if
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, thank you for a wonderful class. Really inspiring, and so many aspects. You covered very, very important points of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. So he was a very strong, powerful person. He established, Siddhantas so nicely. You explained that. So while he was so strong, he had another aspect of very soft-hearted Vaishnav. And I remember one incident, because this combination, that strict to the principle, at the same time, he was utterly humble. He described at one point that when devotees are offering glorification to him, he said that I feel like something, he told like a dog or something. He explained that offering. Another instance, so that shows his humility. Another incident happened, like he had a disciple, and there was a temple was inaugurating, and big temple was built, and this particular devotee, there was some incident happened in between, inside them, and he was, I think some money or something had happened, so he was driven out, and he was not to be seen anywhere. So Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj came for inauguration, and everything was very pomp and so many things, but he asked for this devotee, why I'm not seeing him, where is he? And then he stopped that inauguration ceremony, and he engaged all his disciples to search for him. He said, I'll not take prasadam till he is found or something like very. And then all the devotee, he said, I'm completely displeased, and then everybody was searching, and they're not getting. Finally, he himself went, and one devotee found him, that he joined as a watch shop or somewhere. Very simple work he was doing because he was upset inside. He just found some means to survive. And Bhaktisiddhanta went, called him, and settled the things. And then only, again he resumed the thing. So at the same time, although he was such a great acharya, he had this aspect of being very, very strong and strict on principle. But at the same time, he had such a soft heart and such a elevated Vaishnava care. So much high importance he gave, that he cared for this simple brahmachari who was little upset and went somewhere. It shows, of course, this is why he was so successful, that he could establish such a great mission, because such a great, actually, empowered acharya. So thank you for covering these different aspects of Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for putting your realization, especially these 2 pastimes. Really, actually, all acharyas, they are very strict in terms of philosophy and in terms of their own practice, but they are very malleable to the mass people. Actually, they want to make them devotee. So for that, they can go long way. Actually, sometimes they go beyond our imagination, that how can he give so much slack to that person? We don't understand it, but they have a bigger vision, right? They see the future. That's why Vaisheshika Maharaj was telling that, it's very high quality to see the future of someone, that this person can be this if I give them, nourishment, spiritual nourishment. If somebody leaves Gaudiya or a temple, that means his spiritual nourishment is almost zero, right? Now we have like different technology and different media of association devotees, but 100 years back that was not the case. So he wanted to make sure that they stay in association with the devotees or close to the devotees temples and get the nourishment, spiritual nourishment. So that's very, very important point. Thank you. And another thing is like the real humility comes the person who is in Paramahansa stage or very high level stage. Other humilities are not humility. Actually, that's the natural condition. Because if I say that I'm fallen, it's reality. It's not a humility. Right? Uttam hoye apanake mane Trinadham. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami told in Chaitanya Chaitamrita while explaining that Trinadavi verse, that Uttam hoye apanake mane Trinadham. Not like he is already Trinadham and he's telling I'm Trinadham. So that's humility, yes. Yeah. Anyone else? Anything else, or we can do some kirtan?
Prabhu, I just wanted to thank you for the wonderful class, and it was really nice seeing how inspired and enthusiastic you were about saying all the points about Sarasvati Thakur.
Okay, thank you, Avantika, for their encouraging us with the association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for the session. It was really, really enlightening about Bhakti Saraswati Thakur. Prabhuji, about the four sampradayas, the points that he took, were they taken by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or were they taken by Bhakti Saraswati Thakur? You said he picked up the.
It's a good point. Yeah. But Mahaprabhu's instructions, Maha's instructions, they are like, I will say that Mahaprabhu did not establish an institution. So institution needs some principle, right? He gave like the philosophy, the Siddhantas, to Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, the 6 Goswamis, and they wrote it down. But there was no practical, manifestation of those in terms of any institution. That was first established by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and which was a kind of, based on the modern writing or modern, concept of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he thought about it. He first thought that we have to preach to the Western countries. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he established it all over India, and he visioned that, okay, we will do it some point of time if we can put a stronghold in our, native place or in India, Bharatvarsha. And Srila Prabhupada, he actually made it successful, whatever they visioned in a course of 70, 80 years, because it's just not like, and it's a mammoth task, right? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's that desire. So different acharyas are empowered with different types of, tasks. In one of the classes, Srila Bhakti Vikas Maharaj was giving a very nice, ladder of understanding this acharya's mood. He was telling that when you study Shastra, when you do Vaidhi Marg, when you are very sincere in your sadhana, then you started understanding the knowledge of bhakti. And Srila Prabhupada's name is Bhaktivedanta Swami, right? So you can understand Srila Prabhupada's mode. And then when you understand, when your wisdom is very high level, then you can ultimately go to the point of Siddhanta, that what is the ultimate goal of my life? What is the Siddhanta about this particular aspect? It will be clear to you. So you can understand that, the Guru Maharaj of Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta. And then when you understand that in a clear manner, you can feel the spiritual bliss, which is Bhakti Vinod. So you can Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Siddhanta, and then Bhakti Vinod, which is our present kind of. So these acharyas are very nicely related. These 3 acharyas, they are like, this pillar of a table. A table need at least three legs, right, to stand. 4 legs is good, but 3 legs they can stand, like we call tripod, right, something like that. So these tripods of these 3 acharyas, they served, I think, in the history of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission, like an unprecedented way, in an unprecedented way, yes. And we are getting the benefit. But it's up to us how much we want to actually utilize this. I wouldn't say exploit, because exploit is a negative connotation, but how much we can take advantage of this thing in a positive way. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Okay, so maybe we can do 5 minutes kirtan if there is nothing else to share. Okay. Actually, before, yeah. So I will. Actually, maybe I'll do it later. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Sansara Sindhavuttar Nidayam Yadisyat Sankirtanayamritarasramate Manashe Premam Buddha Viharane Jadichitta Vritti Chaitanya Chandra Charane Kurutanuragam Chaitanya Chandra Charane Kurutanuragam Dante Nidhayatinakam Padayarnipatya Kritva Chukaku Swatametadaham Brahimi He Sadhu Sakala Jama Vihaya Durya Chaitanya Chandra Charane Kurutanuragam Chaitanya Chandra Charane Kurutanuragam. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur, whenever he used to give discourse about any subject matter of spiritual science, he used to speak for hours, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour. One time he gave actually a 30 days lecture on the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, Janmadesya Atavars in Dhaka temple, Gauriya temple. 30 days, one verse, day and night going on. Unfortunately, we don't have record of all those things, but it would have been a big asset to understand the the siddhantas and that understanding of the inner meaning of these verses. So whenever he used to give lecture, he used to conclude the lecture with this last verse I quoted actually. Dante trinayo nidakam padayor nipatya kritva chukaku sotameta daham brahmaimi he sadva sakala jana vihaya duryat chaitanya chandra charane kurutanuragam. So in this verse, this is the actually mood of a preacher. I think it's all applicable for all of us devotees because we want to serve our previous acharyas by expanding their movement. So it says, Dante nidhayo trinakam padayor nipatya. Oh, gentleman, I am keeping a straw between my teeth and falling down at your lotus feet. Kritva chu kaku swatam, he is addressed as sadhu, satam, etad aham bravimi. I know you have done many things. I know you have accomplished a lot of opulences, a lot of things in your life. But hey sadhu sakla jana vihaya duryat. But now it is the time to get rid of all those things, drive away all those things. Just take shelter unto the Chaitanya Chandra Charane Kurutanuragam. Just take the shelter unto the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then your life will be successful. Other way of means what you are doing, it will not be successful. And Sri Chaitanya, Srila Prabhupada also quoted this verse many times. This is the core mood of a devotee. He first become humble, in a humble mood, at least if he's not internally humble, but mood in humble, because when you are keeping a straw, that is the ultimate humility, signature of humility. Rupa Goswami falling and flat in front of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with keeping a straw in between his teeth. That is the ultimate humility. And then he was glorifying you. Oh, you are already very good person. Satam, you are very high level, exalted personality. You have done many, many things. Your glories are here and there. But now please take, ultimately shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by giving up all those things, all those designations. Then your life will be ultimately successful. So I will end my session here, and I want to thank to all the devotees who joined today and blessed me with their association, and I beg your forgiveness if I have spoken something which is not in line with the teachings of our acharyas. And I want to pray at the lotus feet of my Guru Maharaj, Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, Vicharana Ravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, all the previous acharyas to rectify us, to correct us, and give us proper siddhanta, and keep us in the movement, keep us going. It doesn't. I'm not afraid of taking birth, but at least keep me and all the devotees in the association of the devotees, and keep me alive in the movement. That's my only desire. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhayavacha patita anang pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha.